Hello, students and parents. I am Sudhir from Study Circles, Online Coaching, and Online Test Series. Today, I am going to talk to you about desire to learn. Every parent wants his child to learn with interest, be self motivated, and have a strong desire to learn and excel. But what do we find? We generally find the opposite. We find children go to school as their duty because they have to, they go there. They learn because the teacher is telling them to learn. So, where is this desire to learn? Where is this interest to learn? Now, I personally believe that every child wants to learn, wants to do good in studies. He is not afraid of mistakes when he is very young, when he doesn't understand what mistakes means. But at some stage, when he starts making mistakes, he starts feeling uncomfortable. So, what happens while studying, and usually this may be happening around class 4, 5, or 6, the student finds certain concept of a subject difficult to understand. If he doesn't get timely help, these concepts which are not understood keep on mounting, and as a result, within a period of say 1 year or 2 years, he finds that subject difficult. And as science and maths are subjects which your previous knowledge is important to understand your present concepts, if your foundation is not good, you will definitely struggle as you graduate to higher classes. So when the child comes to parents and says, I'm finding, say, maths difficult, the problem has started maybe 1 year or 2 years back. So we need to be careful about this. And another thing is, if you are weak in one subject, especially in maths, you are going to find science also difficult where there are numericals to solve. And as a result, you start finding science difficult. So, science and maths being main subjects, you start scoring less and your confidence in studies starts going down. So, this is a serious matter. Then, how to maintain this interest or desire to learn in students? I would like to narrate you a couple of incidences happened with my students. I had this parent who came to me said that, sir, his science and maths is now okay. However, he's finding social studies difficult and geography or history he's finding difficult. The moment somebody says this, you must understand that it is not the subject that is difficult. It is the method of learning the subject that must be having problem. So I took this as a challenge. I said, I'm not a geography teacher, but let me at least see what are the difficulties of your student with geography. So I called the student one day and I asked him which lesson you want to study with me, and he says, "Sir, this lesson, natural vegetation and wildlife." I said, "Fine." So this was a lesson in geography and mostly about India. So I said, "Okay, you sit there and start reading on your own. Keep a dictionary beside you, and if there is any difficult word, you must look the meaning of that word in the dictionary. And then when you finish 2 pages, tell me, and then we'll discuss." So he read 2 pages and couple of times he took the help of dictionary, and then we discussed. So what was the chart showing there? What is the definition of climate? What is vegetation? In what climate? How does it grow? Etc. etc. Then I said, fine, okay, go ahead and read next 2 pages and tell me when you finish and we'll discuss. So we kept on doing this till we finished the lesson. And by the time we finished the lesson, his understanding had improved by almost 50%. What did I do? Make him see difficult word meaning in the dictionary so that he understands the meaning of the word, he understands the meaning of the sentence, and therefore he understands what concept is being explained there. And then he starts linking the concept from paragraph to paragraph, page to page, and he starts understanding the logic of the lesson. That's it. Then there was another student who said history is difficult. No, history cannot be difficult. History should be interesting. You should read it like and understand it like story, something that has happened behind. And what was the lesson? The 1857 War of Independence. Again, I made the student sit with a dictionary, start understanding the meaning. Usually the problem is English and they don't understand. So when the student are reading alone, they skip the difficult words, go ahead, and in a para or two or page or two, they don't understand anything, so they don't find interest. So with this student, when I applied the same method, read 2 pages, discuss with me. By the time we were in the middle of the lesson, this student had so many questions in his mind. Why did English do that? Why did Indians do that? If we had done, would English have gone earlier than 1947, etc., etc.? Can you believe the student who said that he was not understanding the lesson had so many questions? And having questions in the mind is a clear indication that he has started understanding the lesson. That's why he is having questions. Someone who doesn't have question has probably understood everything, which is less likely, or understood nothing, which is more likely. So parents, what message I'm trying to give you here is you need to be alert to understand when your child is finding some discomfort with some subject. Because when the problem is small, it is easier to tackle that and solve it. Secondly, you don't have to be subject expert in order to explain the child a particular subject he has difficulty. With your maturity and experience, you just have to sit with him, help him with basic techniques, and make him understand that part. You don't have to explain him exactly to answer in the exam. That is his job to find the answer. You remove his bottlenecks. Relate the situation with practical life. Tell what you know about it. If you have to study, read the lesson a bit, try to do that and help it. So, what you are trying to do in order to maintain your child's interest in studies and have him a right desire to learn is just keeping him on the track. Studying he is doing. Be with him when he has a problem. And when the problem is small, if you solve that problem, not only child will learn with interest, not only he will have a desire to learn, he will learn confidently. And that way you will avoid the problems at a later stage, which will be big problems, very difficult to tackle. I have seen this method working with my students. Of course, it takes different time for different students. Some do it quickly, with some you have to persist for a longer time. But it is the effort of student and your focus to keep him on the track will definitely enlighten the student to maintain his interest in the studies. You have any more questions in this regard? Feel free to contact me on my phone number 738-745-7835 or write to me on my email address sudhir@eternityguru.com. I will be too glad to respond to your queries. Thank you.